here. Ebi mu say, oh, ne kwan so no. Why allege some six a friend is a constitutional and procedural breaches be. Chief Justice press say, Ivan, who is saying, na hu here and answer na hu here. Ebi mu so say, what so your ba ye hu ne mobo baby cry ye kwa kodi na asemi cry no na anu bi aban bi ku ne wofa ewo ene cry the day of matters omo kai a judges for miensa. Chief Justice press say, your take on it, Ivan.
Yeah, Dr. Ran, I mentioned for. I think that on this presser, I've already spoken to it on other platforms and I've made it quite clear. It was highly unnecessary. And it looks as if, petition now, submitted to the president, seeking the removal of the Chief Justice. I invoke some, unfortunate emotional reactions from her. Emmanuel acted quote unquote irrationally, because I think more or less she's making a lot of mistakes as opposed to the real character. Because my culture is in terms of adversity, that is when Obi are very smart and intelligent. That is when you are able to know when people are under pressure, how you are able to compose yourself, and then a chair say indeed. We are a person of character. Yes, send the petition a comma president say you been through and ya de been see a history moda. It's an exercise a lot of people have gone through. And the procedure now, so those individuals who go through, no, there hasn't been any deviation this time around from the process. And the Chief Justice Abrana or Chief Justice, under her, and I said the time as a judge, on the bench, or no one has been part of a process leading to the removal of others. All these issues always on a press conference, well there, people were subjected to the same process. So I have always argued, there are a lot of provisions in the 1992 Constitution outliving the usefulness. As people, we need to look at it and amend them. I can't say we all platforms several times. But I brought Chief Justice, not on a single occasion, and or draw man for attention. Say, hey, see, establish a premier facier in a case I remove a judge and obia. I think that there are some things we need to regularize it. And yes, I say, basic, say. Then your time, Nam faswa baso, but me a Chief Justice nam ho koto sakake. No, you do some of these things, sabe you touch the law. But one fine yes until the time I will be send the petition that come presidency, yen free honor. Then she is quick enough to point loopholes and a structural defect in the legal framework. Free say, and yamra council. And the question is, your time as a Chief Justice, Abrana ye a month go through, what was your position? Then it means that you think about yourself, you don't care about others as well. Because they offer me and everybody has gone through the process. And again, and some now all can be and some ultimate grando, any of them in law. She was just doing assumptions, suppositions, and then conspiracy theories here and there. Some now all kind of were just personal emotions. I will bring it to bear because as a president, after me maranen and so forth. You besides a marapotin bang and a president of former. Till date, nobody has been able to. And the point in this, in establishing the premier faciana in the case, she has to be heard, and indeed the president heard her, which I told you, shouldn't have been so, because here going into establishing premier facia, it's not an adjudicatory process. It's just a matter of establishing your friends a credence in the case. So that process, and your adjudicatory process, the principles of natural justice, Emma will be going to be heard. Now, we could do committee level now, but I'm not sure. Say petition now, most Akufo-Addo the command now. Dr. Professor Kwaku Azan, the former president, Akufo-Addo. Ana or kasi yenyi Chief Justice in Firuano, Kobisa Toko no say, sa petition no till say, Council of State, you mo juma wie ya. Omoka say, and you so be anim no. Was she given a copy? They still respond to any of them because at that point, it's not your case. It is for the president and the Council of State to do that, and the law says so. Senkaya say you any instrument be in terms of procedural way regulate say president Gia as a Council of State as a committee. Now more tenants to go through no more friendly panels be no movie or more to na no we are more their command lawyer for advice and sign or more establish premium fast. When you have this procedure in place, I know the day say one faso and yes now you can say they have circumvented legal processes and procedures they established the premier facie in the case. But in this case, there is absolutely nothing there. It has always been send a petition to the president. President will forward to Council of State. Whatever Council of State do, you and I, we don't know because there is no procedure regulating it. Or they will communicate their feedback to the president. The president will have to make will announce the determination. And then in announcing the determination, the Constitution says it's quite clear. So president no power either to allow the Chief Justice to stay pending investigation and a pending the adjudicatory process, and now say on suspending a man in Quatinavie. Dr. Ren, if Constitution gives you this overwhelming discretionary power, there are two things. You can decide to go this way to let her go home or let her stay. It's a choice that has been given to the president. And he says, Meno, I'll go for the Okwatinafie. So, Emra Ben, and I bet you make say, wafum. And again, are there Chief Justice here? And make us a nipo mutuno for a moon to the 4 year. Because Unim said the oye and no, what to one dear so.
Oh, said the intra.
Me bachelor into what to one dear so, what to one dear so. Because petition shall say a flow no. Yes, we've seen bits and pieces on social media behind the coy. The petition got leaked when a copy was sent to her. And I who say, Paul, I don't watch the TV, so I come some and a copy started flowing on social media. But say the actors involved in this procedure, Chief Justice, President Mahama side, the petitioners and as for no law no a bow from disclosing content of the petition. Chief Justice, our administrative head of the judiciary, staged a press conference, and in her press conference, Wakofa petition now the Constitution explicitly says must be heard in camera or the abegina press conference. I say, and now all discuss the details of the press conference. Maybe say what tomra na say on tomra.
Say emrano en kanche say one disclose dia no we disclose dia na just say no watomra. So
the Chief Justice are infringing on the constitutional provision. Is it not another grounds or not creative for her to be removed? And Tina Mekacho say it's a last nail to the coffin.
Who said the why there a president no easy on article 146(11) say one more modiano on suspend or onion free or cry.
Oh no, so committee ni na juma wie. Na so on bekasa Chief Justice adibem on kwaya na juma. Another person can submit a petition say wabu mraso.
Just say there's no way of returning. No.
Exactly. Because what she did was breach a constitutional provision. And it was deliberate. Why it was deliberate? And they said, or there are some court can say, court injunct president say, my name koso warrant was suspended in year. Again, or say, court no man whole kind. Na petition I cause TVs no be heavy. And I have read through Justice Amadou Tanko JSC the ruling now Okanya is very interesting. I'll forward a copy to you if only you are interested.
Okay. What for dear mommy?
Yes, Obaka say constitutional frameworks in their mind almost say yenya adhere in camera no. It is not about why ye do asem. It is also about Ghana for the sanctity of the judiciary. It is also about other persons involved. So an explicit constitutional provision cannot be waived because somebody is asking. As against a constitutional provision that says it must be done in camera.
Okay, in a way, no, boa the judicial service, no, send ya will be na bontina na say ya in camera because na so mo krom ya kromfo say no mo tie mo yes ni man enkofo kra na elusi confidence in a judicial system no.
Yes, and I use the word sanctity, no, preserving the sanctity. Yes, we live in a liberal world. We can say that, how can the whole process affecting the Chief Justice can be done in camera? No, it's senseless. The Constitution, yes, we can have that argument and amend it. What are some American say? But don't forget, the Nipana ADD, no, a Chief Justice, she could have caused that process or that amendment need to be done. Why yet?
So, only chinasem.
Now, say, and America say, you see, Nipa biano to why you need to think wide. Experiment things and see what has to be done next. And the idea about taking credibility away from this woman, they say, process na because what na be mu pen. Ama ye de di nkrofo, sa nkrofo na sem na ya nya no TV so ya nyine life. And the eduru so na kase ya nyine life it means
she's not being fair to the other people.
Exactly. And again, this is a person who demonstrated clearly so the name no ya nyine TV so ya boss ansem no to go ye no wakwaya press conference could discuss the content of the thing no, on TV
when she's not allowed, when there's a matter before a committee court wakacho said Debbie, you can't do that. It is a Chief Justice caution no kwaya saade na it is as a fertile ground for another petition to be submitted to the president again for her to be removed because we boom maraso. And I'm telling you say sa process here say and to me remove Chief Justice there will be another petition on one creative for disclosing the content of the petition in public, you know. I know you bet me so because as administrative head of the judiciary, you are not supposed to solve a or you know better. And again, also the young judges now multi panel no so no. Or draw attention of a conflict of interest and so say justice for man.
Possible bias. And possible bias. That bias is very, very important. You see, say you swear you in as a judge, yeah, or fidelity is to your conviction to the law and the evidences that are available. This is a Chief Justice. She's saying, say, Justice Panamai Edia Samama, one of the petitioners, Pen Amana write a petition supporting the other person's stance. And for that matter, no, if we say, in terms of when a conflict of interest, Dr. Ren. Say Obama court na media asem na wudepema. Do I create any fraternal relationship with you because my ruling in your favor? No.
Debbie.
I am doing my job as a judge because I've taken an oath. And if the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana cannot guarantee honesty, integrity, candor on the part of the very people she is supervising, and she feels that there can be bias despite having taken judicial oath. Dr. Ren, can you, as a person, ordinary person, can you trust the court?
No, send me confirm me cross a court no crown. There are biases, baby. Yeah.
And if Sagana fought the social media and they are lambasting the judiciary, they have basis because the Chief Justice herself doesn't trust their colleagues there.
Onu ankwasa colleagues a woni mu ompo no njomu ndi na obi a onu wote baabi a woni mu nkofo de be de no no so anyagidie wo the judicial system nim. So it means that it confirms what onu ankwasa hu say enwuma nkoboni so it needs to be reset.
As ana make us a petition press conference no no onya wise counselor ebia nkonye. Cause all that she did and say was subjecting her to public mortification, ridicule, and what demonstrated clearly no.
So I say nasa the council ni bi ni a friend is a former attorney general for a year MPP aben Godfrey Damemo.
Now Godfrey Damemo too for Papa Ben. Or no in the entire 4 years of a attorney general or you'll be all credibility or you'll be a federal one and this one can call to be an ordinary 9 crabby here. Because this is a guy who was caught panned down manipulating a witness to go and commit perjury in court. So in America and other places, you can license cranky I revoke your friend in some, but Ghana na yatintino. So if you are taking the counsel from this person, I can never be a wise counsel. And someone may discuss systematically. You are getting to know, say, first place, I don't know we're creating another avenue for her removal. In some now all kind of any legal basis they are just mere suppositions, assumptions, conspiracy theories, her personal twisted emotions, and then so forth. Boom. It's a hostile mixture of all these things, not grounded in any law. And the ruling is very interesting because Court Justice Amadou, in one of her rulings, said, questioning the integrity and the fidelity of the other judges, to say by the right thing, is the person, the petitioner, who is the administrative head and the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, saying, say, colleague judges are not honest and they cannot discharge their duty without being biased. Justice Tan, on one Supreme Court judge, Ebisa questioning the ruling. So near my she's only embarrassing herself because me free say a proper defense. Dr. Ren, I will go before the committee and prove say and some more can wrong. At the end of the day, there was a legal avenue who you sue so they fight it, the process that has been set in motion. You lost badly. Your own court. Your own court can say that be as now can in so be a name a who rather some and as a what kind of ruling now. Obetia say how the court treated Asem not the banner as I sabi and someone said they flatly threw everything out just like that because a lack of merit. There was just conspiracy theories and emotional wishes and are not put it on paper. So for me, I think say Chief Justice Nkobaya no who good abra will go before the committee again. Or say baby or modern corner invoke memories.
Say our friend is saying or question the choice of a venue or see a do lodge, a idea a put fear into a year now we feel insecure.
You see that is absolute nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. Dr. Ren, choosing up a committee, I say yeah, family background check. Na you who say one na be no ye way yet never edu lodge. How many people go to court? You are not sitting in your comfortable zone and you interview. You've been accused of having committed something against the law and they are probing. You don't choose a comfort zone. And edu lodge and the honor your board judges need to. A honor your judges. That linkage, where is it coming from? Does it make sense? And we are talking about high profile state no be our interest and you're talking about baby you could win who cares about that? At the end of the day, go there and address the issues. And we are not talking about any ordinary person. This is a person in whose life has been jailing people that are among for more life for say a dancer one because you gave them judgment where they are sleeping. You think they feel comfortable mentally. Nipana amonam to konon saso akwada prison sawam ne na sefo. You think prison is their comfort zone? It does not invoke memories. What the hell is he talking about? That is what I'm telling you, sir. She's emotionally, she feels a bit petrified. And out of that, she's talking out of emotional shock. And she doesn't have a wise counsel. And Nina na boom. And the man de can semna all can. She was just shopping for public sympathy. But I don't know, go back to the media space and do a scan. You could see it backfire because there is no single normal person or justify assembly or cannot. Everybody is asking why a chief justice will take a petition to go public and not even decide not to talk law but to spend emotions.
Miracle Abuaji say NDC for ye Ghana for juju. And into Chief Justice in some yem fan serious. No,
juju be enya juju. Who raise asema nyansa woma. People will speak for you. Me meti hai asema Chief Justice can nyina so ne sebe nyansa woma. I will take a side. NDC nyanya obi juju. Asema kono aya asema. She's just racing. Chief Justice is chasing the wind. One will be chasing from Canada.
And we want to say a fishing expedition,
yes, on the desert. Not okay fishing expedition on the sea. You may catch a fish.
On the desert.
A fishing expedition on the desert. You can never catch a fish, even if you fish for 1,000 years, because fish ain't live on the desert. So it's a fishing expedition on the desert. That's exactly what she's doing. So for me, I think that she's rather exposing herself. And I do way by me kind me to for say it's better about resigning Kofi than say about tenacity ama say near my way process ya be do be because details of the petition after the whole process may come out. Ghanaians will read and the obehu their comb, the answer she gave, the responses that came, everything. The public will get to know. I know the day, every bit of integrity in as if she's not careful will be wiped off. So why subject yourself to this public mockery? I don't know if I'm far baby, public. People are even bashing, insulting her, telling her, say, they don't even understand why she's still there. Nipa na obey adwuma mom no mo so mo mpɛw. Wo how no say just go home. You understand? But I think the process should just go to the full journey of this whole petition and Ghanaians will really make sense out of this whole process. But the impression say obi na hound no obi asada so obi na free ho no are just emotional attempt to swindle the public and sway public from the underpinning critical issues na yeka ho asem no than the ordinary number okay can. For me, I think I'm very disappointed in her, to be very honest.
Ivan, na sekese pa. We say my job time, now finally, answer now, Bekono. What do you have to say? Will followers, will fans, the pardon do more UK, more feel we. And I know, we said, Dr. Ren, Uni Ivan, I had to find the brady be here. Yes, I am Diano. Oh my God, and the way I saying we need men. Our more a friend is saying, with morals, when the crown on Becca, or more council on Mama Sama solution to Taifa Nebra. You have few words out of a year Ghana for Muti United Kingdom and across Europe and the world.
Yeah, Dr. I think that be a mekasa future no any yankasa. Yes, we cannot live in a country where the only choice among foreigners said they have to travel out of their own country to go and seek comfort. Because Obina trying to my yamana ye. So it is time I'm a newo. Yansu ye nim de yansa time that try to build a country. Sabaya generation baba baby debino and quiet slaves to others. They will live in their own country, use their brain and as for to contribute to the development of their country. And that will